Namaskar, my name is Manas Kapoor, and today I will be talking about an issue that is plaguing all the students around the world, and that is the state of education during the COVID-19 lockdown. Educators and students around the world are feeling the extraordinary ripple effect of the novel coronavirus as schools shut down amid public health emergency while health officials scramble to get a grip on the medical outbreak. Here is how education systems have responded around the world. Schools close around the world. There are multiple school closures of some kind in 22 countries on 3 continents, with hundreds of millions of students around the world facing the upheaval, including 13 countries that have shut schools nationwide. The United Nations has warned of the unparalleled scale and speed of the educational disruption this virus has brought about with it. Currently, school closures in over a dozen countries due to the COVID-19 outbreak have disrupted education of at least 290.5 million students worldwide, according to the United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization. We are working with countries to assure the continuity of learning for all, especially disadvantaged children and youth who tend to be the hardest hit by the school closures. UNESCO Director General Audrey Ozello said in a statement on Wednesday, while temporary school closures as a result of the global scale and the current speed of educational disruption is unparalleled like no other. If prolonged, it could threaten the right to education because the rich can use the internet to study but the poor cannot. In Italy, Luisa Asilano, Italy's education minister, announced that all schools would be closed nationwide until further notice. More than 750,000 cases of coronavirus have been found in Italy, with nearly 36,000 deaths, making it the Europe's worst hit country yet. United States, multiple US-based universities have had students return home after Italy was moved from Alert Level 2 to Alert Level 3 on February 26th. Elon University, Penn State University, Stanford all wrote in statements that their students would leave Italy or have already left Italy for the return of US. China. Just 2 weeks ago, China was the only country mandating school closures. The novel coronavirus, known officially as the COVID-19, emerged there in the city of Wuhan in December. The CDC shared interim guidance of K-12 schools on how to plan, prepare and respond to the COVID-19 outbreak. Based on what is known about the severity and the transmission of the disease, the CDC recommends schools work directly with local health departments to share information about disease, identify resource for students and staff, update emergency operations, plan and monitor and absenteeism. Now, the main problem with the United States right now is that the United States is governed by a president, and in the United States there is a different form of political system. The governors of each state have a lot of powers than the governors in India do. So what is happening right now is the schools might be closed in California, but the schools aren't closed in Boston. And that is the severity of the issue, because the governors are much more inclined towards saving the economic prospects of their county or their state rather than looking after the health of their people. And Trump doesn't seem to understand the severity of this issue because he is also inclined towards the economic prospects. But 10,000 miles away from him in India, Narendra Modi, the Indian Prime Minister, kind of understands what problems can it have on the Indian population. Because India doesn't have a great healthcare system. We should be honest about it. And that is the fact. And I think that our Prime Minister understands that too. So to counter that, he has started a 21-day lockdown, which to this point is working pretty okay, and India is trying to flatten the curve more than any Asian country. And then this disruption is one that the edtech industry in India must be ready for, because India is the hub of edtech. Education technology is starting in India, and it is an emerging market that a lot of people are investing in. India has conglomerates like Byju's and Vedantu under its wing. At least one of the Kerala student patients has reportedly resumed her medical classes through online channels. The Kerala government has announced it will provide extra bandwidth across the state since more people are likely to work and learn online amid the COVID 19 outbreak. Online learning thus may be thrust into the population even if under unfortunate circumstances. Even without the alarm bells ringing, EdTech is an idea whose time has come, and India's educational landscape is ripe for massive disruption it can potentially cause. As of yesterday, the HRD ministry has directed CBSE, NCRT, and the NTA to create an alternate calendar because the chaos that COVID 19 has brought with it, and as many of the schools and they are changing their syllabus, and the schools have shut down and they have started online classes. As for my school, they have started online classes too. Sure, it is a rocky start, but it will get better with time. We just have to adapt to it. We are all we are we are adapted to the real classes, but in no time it will be second nature. And then we need to cooperate with our teachers, and our teachers need to cooperate with us. But don't worry, we will get through it. Every bad time ends.